Gibby, you ready for a little powder puff action tonight?
Heck yeah, I am. I can't remember last year how much fun it was. I get jacked up for this stuff.
Live from the Justin Livestream Network studios, Scrib and Gib.
Hey,
Justin Livestream Studios?
Well, we're up here high up in the press booth above Tiger Stadium getting ready for a little powder puff, Mr. Strand. Are you excited or what?
I am excited. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited too because we'll be streaming it here in about 45 minutes. We're shooting it on location, second week in a row. A little on location out of the studio as we renovate our new massive studio, as we like to call it. Maybe we just got to get back into it, right?
Right, exactly.
But we're going to have a little powder puff action, and we're going to I'm going to digress into this situation later, but I bet you any one of these teams out here could beat your Wisconsin Badgers.
I agree with you.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to save it for a little bit later, but I got to talk about it because it just irritated me.
Yeah, we spent a little time. You know, you have to give them I don't know, maybe we don't give them any grace, but Alabama is a better team than people want to give them credit for. Yeah, they lost to a bad Florida State team, but Florida State's playing pretty well right now.
They're a good Florida State team.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you said bad Florida State.
Well, we thought they were bad.
Got
They
you.
were
Got you.
2-8 last year or whatever they were.
And then we'll get into Moose's favorite team because he was so excited about their Week 1 victory.
Oh, the Gophers?
I thought we were skipping the NFL, too.
Oh, we're skipping the NFL, too.
Jeez, I wonder why.
Yep.
All right. Well, the highlight of this week is it's homecoming week. A little different than last year, specifically with me and watching the boys on Sunday night doing powder buff, the volleyball. So I do know that Graceland and Collins and Lindsay went in there. Did you go in?
I did not because I was gone, but my wife was there.
Oh, that's right. You were gone, too. And I flew out back from our Bama trip. I had to fly out to Texas. So,
Yep.
Moose, did you happen to go in? Just curious.
Did what?
Did you go into the powder buff on Sunday night?
I did not.
So homecoming activities kicked off there. I did talk to Lindsay. She said it was fun, but not as fun as it was last year without, cheering on your own son. Obviously, Graceland was there, and she loved it. I think
you should probably explain what that is to the folks.
powder buff is the guys' version of volleyball. So they go in, and it started last year. They allowed every class to get a couple teams per class. So I think the seniors had, 2 teams last year?
Yeah, I think they did.
Most classes did, and then they just played a volleyball tournament. And they were being coached by the high school volleyball girls for the respective class. So Sienna Gaspard and Kiana Gibson were 2 of the coaches from last year for the boys, for Bennett and that group that ended up winning it. So it's fun,
It is.
To me, it's a great way to kick off the homecoming week. And then all week they've had dress-up days. But I think, like, Moose and I we've been coming to this thing since they brought it back, right? Moose, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Is this our third one? I was thinking
I
about
believe
that
it's our
today.
third one.
Streaming it.
Well,
but I think they had it one year we didn't stream it.
that
Was
could
that
be
right?
true. I think you're
It
right
could
because
be.
I think you had mentioned we got to next year go up there and shoot that because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so.
it was because I remember watching. It was just a good time watching everybody. And I see this year, the old Moose man, he's got 2 cameras up there. So we'll be going back and forth with the different cameras. It'll be fun. And we'll probably try to get down on field maybe a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe a little bit and interview some kids. That'll be fun. But, I mean, I feel like for the homecoming week, Gibby and Moose, this really kicks it off, right? I feel like how this has been built up the last couple of years. It's a fun night. I know for me, little G Money, she's practiced more for this than I think anything. I'm not kidding. Like, she has been ready for 4 years for this.
It's
I
funny.
don't know. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm supposed to share this, but they moved the time back because of a Wednesday night golf meet.
Oh,
Girls were so into this, they weren't sure if they were going to go to the meet.
wow.
I was like, wait. That's your sport. This is extra. This is like extra. This
No,
is
it's-
extracurricular.
But it's also building up the culture and the enthusiasm for homecoming week, right? I think
It
that's
is.
where you're starting to see like the school spirit, and I get it. It's kind of weird because like, hey, it's just for fun, but it's like you're starting to see the excitement of the kids, and I think that's what homecoming week and the pride of your own school is all about.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're building memories, right? That's what high school is all about. And I'm really glad that the administration had decided to bring that game back because they did get rid of it for a while, for I think a long time.
Oh,
and
I
then
agree.
they brought
Yeah,
it back. I know Kiana still talks about, they were defending champs. They had won it actually their junior year
Yeah.
and senior year.
Well, look
so
at
that
the
was a big
coaches.
deal to them. Yeah, the coaches, right?
It's all the coaches, right? As
Yeah.
Bennett would say.
So, but it is funny. All I was going to say is so Coco, I pick her up from practice yesterday because I had it, right? And I was like, so how'd it go? And she's like, it's all right. I mean, for some reason, she she didn't really get into it that much. And I'm like, well, you're not really getting into it. She's like, no, G Money gets into it enough for all of us. I said, well, I don't doubt that one bit. She's like, geez, Dad, she's crazy about that. I'm like, yeah, I know, sweetheart. Just let her be crazy about it.
I think she sat here the very first year and watched it. And, I mean, I kind of know this. Like, she was ready from that time on. And last year watching Bennett on Powder Buff and then coming here and watching Bennett, coach the senior girls that she's known her whole life. It was kind of fun. So
yeah,
I think she's ready. And then I was telling Tiny at home today.
Speaking
who's
of,
to your right over there, little
Tiny.
Hey. I'm like, just think, Tiny, when you're a freshman, Grayson will be a senior.
Yeah.
So
just
they
think,
get to play each other in the first round, right?
When you're a freshman, your dad's gonna be old.
Older.
She's over there looking what?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. And then it all caps off Friday night. The undefeated River Falls Wildcats coming here facing your 3-1 New Richmond Tigers. So it'll be a great game. It's gonna
That's
be
going
fun.
to be a matchup, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I mean, obviously, last week we weren't here, Scrib, down in Alabama we were, but we watched it. As the avid fans that we were, we probably just should have been back here for the little bit of amount of time we could pay attention to everything that was going around us when that game was on. But, it was too bad to see the Tigers fall. Looked like just some unfortunate turnovers there in the second half, and played really well in the first half. And, missed a couple field goals, which happens, right? It's high school football. It's a wet field. So just looking for the Tigers to rebound. It's been a long time since we've come off a conference loss.
Yes, Hudson back in 2023, technically. So
That was here, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
at
here.
monsoon game.
Yes, we were both undefeated coming in. We were undefeated. They were undefeated in conference.
Yeah, and the weird part is I was second guessing myself when I was thinking about it. But Hudson was here 2 years in a row because of the conference realignment last year.
Okay.
Yep. Speaking of G Money, she's already out there. I mean, the freshmen are here. They're ready to go.
Yeah, they are. The whole team is here. And actually, as a black team might be the senior team.
I'm
Black
guessing.
Ferns?
So, Moose, since you were there, you're calling with Brinkman. Give us the vibe of the stadium. That's the one thing, because wasn't it raining?
It rained the first half, pretty heavy, actually, a lot more than we thought it would rain. Very heavy. No rain the second half, really, to speak of, compared to what was going on. There was... first quarter they came out, a lot of fireworks, right? Like just, bam, 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 3 touchdowns scored by both teams. And it just turned into, kind of a stalemate there for probably, a quarter.
What was the score at halftime?
We were up.
Was it 21-14 or
21.
14?
I thought it was 21-14.
21-14.
Okay, I just couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sorry, maybe it was 4. I mean, but it was
it was 14-7 or something like.
I don't.
I feel like we were up by a score, and then
look.
once we remember, because then I think they scored right away.
Yeah, because they got a field goal, and then when they scored that touchdown towards the end, it was 24-21.
Right.
Yep. And then that
14-14 at half.
14-14 at
Yeah,
half,
so they
that's what it
scored
was.
late. That's
And
Looks like they went
14.
up.
Yeah, 14.
And then we
yeah.
scored the time. Then they kicked the field goal.
and the field goal to win. And they had a heck of a kicker, you guys. Andy and I noticed that when we were calling the game. He did a couple extra points, and we're like, when you go to the north, sitting at Hudson's Field, you have the school behind there, and then you have that nice rock wall around the track, and he's kicking extra points going over that rock wall, and we're like,
wow,
that could become a factor, in a close game, and that's what
and it
happened.
did.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've been, in the last couple of years, we had Bonham in the 1 year, and last year Abe did a pretty good job too. We can't,
Yep.
He kicked us to a couple of victories, it seemed like, last year too. So it's part of the high school game you're not used to, but when somebody does have a kicker, and that's what the sort of the game ended on.
Yep.
It's a big deal, right?
It's kind of like when my putting game shows up for my golf game. It's like, oh, that's a big deal. Wish it was here every week.
Well,
Or every hole.
And let's talk about it too, guys. I think the big thing is, Austin going out of the game was huge. I mean, at the time he had 16 carries, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns when he went out. So that's huge.
We went away from that, the running game a little bit, and relied on Nick to pass it some more. And, I would just want to say when we're not used to that, like that becomes a very integral part of your game. And one thing the Tigers did not do was capitalize on the turnovers they got in the first half. I think we were down in the red zone, 3 times and didn't score. So
yeah, we kicked. That's when we missed a few field goals.
Missed 2 field goals and had an interception in the red zone. So I mean, that I remember, and that's huge.
Yeah, it's something that we've seen. Most of the time we've seen the Tigers this year specifically score in that area.
Yep.
And,
Exactly.
And that is a big deal when you
It's-
lose that.
It's like a confidence thing, right? It was like you said, the vibes, and I think it was just a momentum switch, and they just couldn't get out of it. And that England for Hudson played a heck of a game. That
He had two.
safety back
He had
there.
2 interceptions.
2 picks.
2 picks. Now here's the deal: we can't go without saying, because, I mean, I don't know what the record is for tackles in a game for the Richmond Tigers, but the missile.
Unger had what?
16 and a half tackles. He had 15 solo tackles, so
Yeah.
not really sure, and one of those was for a loss. So, that's absolutely incredible. So, hats off, nice job to the missile showing up, and I think he's, if I remember right, they've kind of shifted him to a different position too. So that's probably, I'm guessing, is going to continue for number 5.
Well, and also, probably the vital system stat of the week is the Tigers had 10 tackles for losses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
so they were
incredible.
playing behind the line of scrimmage a lot, and I think that's what we saw, right? The game became a stalemate, Moose, like you said.
It did right there.
And we just needed more firepower on the offense. And without Austin probably in the second half, that's a big deal. I mean, that's just
He's a big running back, that I don't think he looks small, but he's very important to he's an important cog that to keep the trainer rolling.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if I can remember right too, Scrib, but that first series defensively, they marched right down the field on us and scored. Remember,
They
I was
did.
like, "Holy smokes, we haven't seen people move the ball on us like
here
that
we
in a long
go.
time."
Our defense settled
And then
in.
they settled in and did a really nice job for the
And-
rest of the way. So
Yeah, and the hard part is, it was wet, and there was a couple times, and hats off to Adair and is it Pingle, hats off to those two in the backfield. They were a little slippery at times. We had some tackles that we could have had a few more tackles for loss, I thought,
okay,
but they just slipped out of them.
well, I mean, again, it's something we've talked about all the time with Hudson, right? They're a big team. They're a big school. They have athletes all the time.
Yeah.
So we
No
knew it was
doubt.
going to be a
They're
slugfest. We
athletic.
talked about
They're
it.
very athletic.
Yeah, and we knew that. So is this one of those things where we just had to show up and probably play a cleaner game? We probably have no turnovers, and we're probably fine.
yep, absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's kind of how.
Their big players showed up, like I said. And that's how you win games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, this week's gonna be it's just a dandy. It'll be interesting. I haven't heard, and maybe is Austin out for the week? Do we know?
I'm assuming so, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So we haven't heard, but that'll be a big issue without him. But I think then you're going to have to lean on Colton Gunter and Tavian Brandt, two backs that prior
RBI.
are good. And prior to last week, they have been running really, really good. So I would expect them to come back and fill the gap if needed. And it'll be a fun game. Hey, and it's homecoming, right? So we know. I looked at the weather a little bit here. It looks like it might be a little, could have some rain. But they're going to come in and run, right? That's what River Falls does. They're going to hand Tarawisik the ball as many times as he possibly can handle.
Okay.
And because I was looking at some Big River stats, he's got a lot of carries already. So we know they're going to run, and they got a couple big guys. And it's just going to come down to, at the end of the day, defense has to show up. We got to play clean. I think we'll be fine.
Yep.
So I just want to look at the leaders in the Big Rivers here. I know it's only 2 games, but it's interesting. Well, just in the state, I want you to see one thing here, Gibby. As I was looking through this, Whittick's got 11, I think, TDs for rushing, if I remember right. So I'll look at there. Whittick, 11 TDs. He's 65 carries for 727 yards. So he's having a good year. So
Right.
that will be, a concern if he's not back. But again, gives an opportunity for the defense to step up and the other running backs. And then you got Nick too. So
It's time for the O-line to, show them that they're worth too. Step up. We've been given some praise, and now let's give them some praise for the next 2 backs that are coming in as well. Nick is being smart. He's keeping it more often. He's taking pressure off the backs. Let Brandt and Gunter do their job with that O-line in front of them.
And let's face it, right? Like Brandt last year, unfortunately, went out with an injury. It's a senior year. I mean, it's time to shine. This is your time, right?
He's not real big, but he's shifty.
He's
Man.
shifty. He's a good running back, and I think all the running backs have been calling us running back high for a long time. We got guys that can just plug and play, and I think it's time for the senior to step up and take advantage of the opportunity he has.
yeah, it'll be a good game. I'm looking for it. Recap of the week. Was there any volleyball action? Do you know, guys?
There was. Well, we shot the volleyball. Well, actually, we shot the podcast from the volleyball on Thursday.
That's right. That was a great game.
It was unbelievable. Tigers took down, swept Memorial, which I don't even know if they've ever beat Memorial, and just a heck of a game. Came from behind in 2 of the 3 sets. We started calling the cardiac kids because it was like they love getting down, getting our blood pressure up, and then pulling out victorious. It was a heck of a third set, too. It was kind of back and forth, a bunch of lead changes. But, yeah, and now we head down to Eau Claire North tomorrow. So another big conference showdown.
And that was Moose. That was your first time seeing the girls this year,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So what was your thought? Just curiosity.
You know, I had a lot of volleyball games under my belt the last few years, and they're a fun team to watch. I love their excitement. They're athletic. They're, the mental mistakes they were low, right? Like when you play a good team, they're going to score, and they didn't get down, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, I would echo everything you said there. I mean, I don't know if I could say it better, but I will.
You probably can. That's fine.
Well, the exciting thing that I like is just the different levels of the game. And what I mean by that is we have a setter that's just running the offense for the Tigers, and when we're attacking, when we're going after the ball to hit it, not spike it, as you told me.
Yeah.
When they're going after to hit it, and we have hitters everywhere, right? You got the Ashlinator,
Yeah,
I think you call her.
Ashlinator, yep.
Yeah,
She is a
Ashlinator.
dog.
You got the Heinbuckers.
Yeah.
You got Gibby, little big old Gibson out there, little freshman Coco. She's swinging hard. But then you got Isla and Aaliyah Rodriguez. I mean, we are really, really strong all the way around, and it just gives Maddie more opportunities to set the ball.
It felt Juliana has done such a good job with them. And when I said the mental mistakes, the fun part was they were setting, they were calling, they were talking, they were just every time up. There was no question of who was going up to get it, where the ball was going. Maddie was on. She had, every setter is going to have a couple that are off, but she was very high percentage where they were on. And, just with everybody right there to get him, whether it was the Ashlinator from the back row or like she had her game, or the couple that Maddie sent over herself. I was like, what great placement. Like they weren't ready for it at all, and it just dropped right in front of everybody.
Yeah, and I totally agree, and I think that's the fun part now is you're seeing this, right? You're seeing the continuity of the team now. They're, I guess, a third of the way into their season.
Yeah.
They got a fair amount of games underneath their belt, so just the way they're playing, and now I think they've been playing with a very similar lineup now since a couple tournaments, so that helps, right, building that continuity. And, hey, I love it. It's exciting, so I think they play, like you said, Thursday night down in the North, so that's a little bummer, not a home game, which would be nice.
Yeah, I know it.
But it is what it is.
Good volleyball is fun to watch.
It is.
I know tennis played. They had a tournament in Wausau. They had 6 matches. I think they kind of split them all the way around. I know Lindsay Ritzer was playing very strong, which is pretty normal, but it's fun to see and hear other girls playing well. So, again, I know Coach Devereaux is very excited about the youth that they have on that team, so that'll be fun over the years to watch them grow and get stronger. Golf, you said it. They had a match tonight. They moved the powder puff game around to make sure those girls could get here. So, again, they're battling. They're a young team. And then I did not get the cross country. I didn't hear how all the kids, this new, the Big Rivers and the Bound, all these different websites to find stuff. It gets a little harder.
Right.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
So we just got to keep working on that stuff.
Yep.
For sure. And what did soccer do the last couple of games?
I'm not 100% sure. They do have a game tomorrow night, so I'll kind of find out what they have going on.
I do know that they lost last Thursday to North.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
that was a zero. Yeah.
It was 0-0.
We'll just leave it at 0-1.
We'll just say it was a tough
they
loss.
lost.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've played since then. I think they played River Falls last night. Not 100% sure. I'll find out some info and report back next week.
We just got to get a little bit more up on that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna get into. We got to get into a little NFL. Oh, we got to get the. We got to highlight the middle border here. What's been going on in the Middle Border Conference?
Well, let's pull them up here. Looked like there was not a lot of close games in the Middle Border last week. Baldwin did upend Amory 32-10. So I believe Baldwin remains
We got to go. We got to go
undefeated.
back though on a week for Amory. Amory was down to Somerset with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, I heard about this.
By 14 points. And they came back and won.
Yeah.
35-34. Maxon threw a bomb, or I don't want to say bomb, but a pretty good long pass for the tying touchdown. Right after, it was just a crazy game. Right after they got the onside kick, basically, and they make the extra points. They're up 35-34, and they have a goal line tackle for loss on the other end to hold on to the victory. So what a game there.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to the coach up in Osceola, And he was telling me about it, even though he
Yeah, I
obviously
gotcha.
wasn't involved in the game. But and then we also have, let's see, just had it here. We had Ellsworth did beat St. Croix Central 28-8. In that contest, Osceola did end up beating Somerset 41-28. And then here I got to skip down a division.
here.
Oh, you got it?
Who are you looking for? Altoona and Prescott?
Altoona and Prescott. So Altoona took down Prescott 14-0.
So some good games. So, I'd heard a few people say they didn't know how many wins Amory could get, but just the fact that they kind of hung close in there to to Baldwin. So that's kind of exciting for them.
For sure. I mean, it was a pretty close game for the most part. So
We got no Brinkman tonight, so Brinkman is off watching his Twins because everybody was on here a few weeks ago. We listened to him whine and cry about his Minnesota Twins, but yet he's over there supporting them.
yeah.
He's giving the poll ads more money so they don't have to put more money back in.
Well, to me, when I talked to Mr. Brinkman about this, it was more about the free food and beverage. I think they hoaxed him into going, so that's why he's there.
I could see that. Go figure.
Yep.
Well, a little bit about Dunn St. Croix last week. There were some good games. I think the highlight of the game was supposed to be Glenwood City and Boyceville. Boyceville took the took it really serious of who was going to win the Dunn St. Croix.
Mm-hmm.
They walked away with a 39-8 victory over Glenwood City. So Boyceville, as we've talked about in the early on in the kind of preview in the conference, they're the team that beat over there.
Mm-hmm.
Elmwood Plum City did beat Colfax 16-0. Clear Lake got beat by Ladysmith 12-10, so that was a barn burner at Ladysmith High School. And then Turtle Lake fell to the Spring Valley. So, a guy we had on here, Tarman, that's a bummer. That was a team that Spring Valley hadn't done very well. I was hoping TL could get a victory there and get him into the playoffs. So, got a couple more games, though, but it's one of those things.
Yep.
All right, that's the middle border, Dunn St. Croix. We we better just cover a few of the other
we better do the
big rivers.
Big rivers, yeah.
We talked about and there was a couple good games there too. So River Falls Chip, like we talked about them, we handled Chip. I felt pretty good in the second half. First half we did okay. We just didn't score much, right?
Right.
But Chip stayed right in there. It was a close game. River Falls ended up winning 28-12.
I'm wondering if Talon Schultz played the quarterback.
I do not believe.
I mean, if
he
he doesn't play, that team's it's not even the same team.
it's not.
So.
I agree. But then the big one was Superior and Eau Claire North. The Huskies got a victory, 30-21 over Superior. Talked about Richmond and Hudson, and then it was Menominee falling to Rice Lake, 41-24. So a lot of parity in the Big Rivers is what I'm seeing this year.
You know?
Sorry. Yep. Guys, I'm working on getting ready for
the
Powder
powder puff. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
sorry.
problem. All the girls are out there throwing the passes around, trying to get ready.
All right. Well, we do got to talk about one thing that I want to talk about, and that is the Badgers. I'm telling you, Gibby, it's hard for me to say this, but the Badgers suck. And are you actually recording this right now?
Yeah,
I just
it
want to
is
make sure.
recorded.
Okay. I am very, very disappointed.
You wear red and white underwear every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
With a hat to match.
That goofy-looking hat that he wears.
Yeah.
It was a disappointment. I got an opportunity to go down. Obviously, people saw Gibby and I were down there. It was fun. I wasn't about a victory, Gibby. It was about showing up against a formidable foe in the SEC, Alabama, but a team that is not the Alabama of the past.
Right.
And our defense played, I thought
they played okay.
But our offensive line is so far from being good. And remember, we used to put multiple guys in the NFL every year.
Right.
And at one time, we had the top-rated center, the top-rated tackle, and guard all in the NFL.
Right.
I mean, guys like
Frederick and Martin, and we
I
had
think
a
the
lot of
NDSU Bison put more people in the NFL now.
it's just
I think you're right. I think I'm telling you right now, that would be one heck of a game if the Bison played the Badgers right now.
You think so?
I don't think it would be a game.
Yeah. Think
Wow.
NDSU would walk away with
Yes,
it.
I am that down. Like, they have to figure something out down there. And I'm not calling for everybody's heads, but something's got to change.
Well,
So
how
if Luke
deep-
Fickle can't get the team up to play, and what really got me mad is the fact that he came out during the week at his press conference and said, we're not ready for Alabama. Our team is not good
He
enough.
said that?
He said it. I wanted to get the quote, and I didn't. But yes. So what are you giving the message to your team? That you don't believe in them?
Yeah, that's bad. I didn't see
We've
that.
gone against Wanakee 2 years ago, and I would never – I don't know what Reggie said, but I guarantee he didn't tell the Tigers, we're not ready to go play a level 3 playoff game against this foe. They're just so much better than us. We're not ready for them. I guarantee you did not say that.
Right. No, you got to go in there swinging, man.
Yeah,
you got to be a dog.
It's your job as a head coach to get your team as fired up as possible
Yep.
to against a foe that, yes, they might be better, but don't go knock them down and basically say you're going to get your butt kicked.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting. That's interesting there.
I mean, they got to figure it out. That's all I'm going to say. That's enough on that because I know Moose did not want us to talk too much about college sports or the NFL. But we will
that's
talk
just
about your.
I was just telling you guys. It's,
I know. What do you? What
it's
you
fun
got?
to watch views and what's going on and the local stuff.
But
Well,
we can say something real quick on the NFL. I mean, I know Moose, you really didn't watch his team, but I will say this about
I don't
your
ever
team.
watch it. That's probably why.
So
I
fell asleep because that was a long day of the Alabama game. So the next night I was a little tired in my hotel room, so I decided to watch the game, and I fell asleep and it was 12-6, and I woke up,
Yeah, it
couldn't
was
wait
so
to
boring.
check the score, and I was like, I'm really glad I went to sleep. We had a good night's sleep. It did sit through that. That was
Yeah,
bad.
it was not the best game. I watched some of it on the plane, and then I was bored with the first half, so I just watched a movie or something because I was like, "What?"
I watched some of it on the plane.
Well, there's a lot of people calling for the G-Man right now.
For what?
The Packers. They said I was watching. I mean, they're the pick right now. They said
Oh.
that with our defense and the way it's playing and our offense. Fortunately, we lost Jaden Reed for a little bit, but
Or week
Man.
2. Let's calm down, everybody.
Oh, I
Hey.
remember you.
yeah.
All right, again, this week for the Big Rivers Race to the Finish, brought to you by Cedar Lake. We got some big games, and the biggest one is right here. Homecoming for your New Richmond Tigers. Walking in here, the conference leaders, the River Falls Wildcats, coming in here 4-0, taking on the Tigers. That'll be a great game. Rice Lake is in Chippewa Falls, so that'll be an interesting game
Yep.
to watch.
Yep.
Hudson's got their crossover game against Stevens Point. And then we got a barn burner up in Superior, Menominee and Superior. All right, Gibby,
Yep.
I got to flip it over. I got it. We got to bring the JLS Insurance Agriculture Talk of the Week. What do you got, buddy?
Oh, it's funny you mentioned. I was actually on my way down south of Hudson today, and the person I was on the phone with, Danielle, I was the everything's drying down really fast, probably with this warm weather. It's going to start raining, but you might see some combines rolling probably in the next 7 to 10 days on some of these fields, and because you don't want to see soybeans get too dry because you start losing money.
Yeah.
So
And
you
I
know-
will say this, on the way here, driving by that cornfield by Walmart,
Yes,
there's not even droopy cobs. Them things are pointing straight south. You know what I mean? So that's what happens, right?
yeah.
So
they-
what do you
ready to
call
go.
that again?
No
The
comment.
there's no droopy cob.
Droopy cow.
Oh,
It's there's no
Straight
droop,
down.
There's no droop to the cob. It's right down there. That's where it's going. So
These are dumb.
well, I don't know.
well, I'm just pointing out. Now I get it because I've never looked for that stuff before.
All
Yeah,
right, Gibby.
See, that's why me and Brinkman have.
I know you guys have brought
All
a
right.
lot.
Well, that was the JLS Agricultural Talk here, brought to you by the one and only Moose. We'll get more of that when Brinkman's back, trust me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, for the custom HVAC solution of the week, this is the question I got. How are the Tigers going to stop the high-powered running attack of the River Falls Wildcats?
You know, I just play our game. You know, I know that's kind of a generic cliche answer, but the Tigers historically are very good at stopping the run. So again, I think what we need to do is get them into passing situations. I mean, we've played teams like Chippewa Falls, predominantly run. They've got a bigger line than the Dallas Cowboys. We were able to stop the run. Now, help with Taylor Schultz going out, but we've been good with doing that. So I think, again, stop their running game, force them into throwing downs, and I think Tigers will be fine.
All right. Well, again, we're bringing this live here from up on top
Yeah, I
at
gotta
the
get
press
going here
box. We
soon,
got to
get
get
things
going.
ready.
We got the Powder Puff game here ready to get started in about 15 minutes. So, again, the Tigers will be home against River Falls Wildcats Friday night homecoming. It's going to be a blast. We're going to cut away and be streaming here the Powder Puff game. I think the freshmen take on the seniors. Then it'll be the juniors and the sophomores going. So it'll be fun to watch. So, again, you won't know this, but it will be on Justin live stream.
Yep.
All right, I'm Scrib.
And I'm Gib.
And we got Moose on the loose.